high in the thin blue air above our planet, where oxygen fades, storms rule, and shadows stretch across frozen kingdoms of ice, stand 14 mountains unlike anything else on Earth. 14 giants, each taller than 8,000 meters. Each more dangerous, more unforgiving, and more unpredictable than the last. These mountains belong to a world where life struggles to exist, and where climbers chase dreams that sometimes cost everything. Before we begin our journey across these towering peaks, a journey through beauty, danger, triumph, and tragedy, I want to ask you one thing. If you enjoy exploring the extreme corners of our world, the places where few ever dare to go, then please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach more curious minds, and it keeps adventures like this alive. Now take a deep breath. The air is about to get thin. Let's explore all 14 of Earth's 8,000-meter giants, from the easiest to the deadliest. The beginning, entering the kingdom of giants. Our journey begins in the Himalayas, the rooftop of the world. Here, ridges rise like frozen waves and valleys carve deep into stone, shaped by centuries of wind and ice. Clouds swirl around the summits like living spirits, and silence fills the air, broken only by distant avalanches. These mountains have witnessed everything: ancient civilizations, lost expeditions, heroic climbs, and heartbreaking tragedies, and among them stands our first giant. 1. Cho Oyu, the gateway to the death zone. At 8,188 meters, Cho Oyu is often called the easiest of the 8,000ers, though easy is a dangerous word at this altitude. Located on the border between Nepal and Tibet, its broad northwest slopes rise gently toward a wide summit plateau. But don't let its calm appearance deceive you. Here, the air is so thin that even simple footsteps feel like a slow-motion battle. Cho Oyu has seen more than 3,600 summits and only 44 recorded deaths, a fatality rate of just 1.2%, the lowest of all 14 peaks. This makes it a popular choice for climbers preparing for Everest, a place to test their bodies, equipment, and ambitions. Expeditions cost between $20,000 and $30,000, making Cho Oyu one of the most affordable giants. Yet affordability does not mean safety. Temperatures regularly plunge below 30 degrees Celsius, winds tear across the plateau, and whiteouts can swallow climbers without warning. Still, for many, Cho Oyu is the first mountain where they truly touch the edge of the death zone and realize how far they're willing to go. 2. Lhotse, Everest's fierce neighbor. Just a short distance away towers Lhotse, the fourth highest mountain on Earth at 8,016 meters. It shares the same base camp and the same terrifying Khumbu icefall as Everest, yet fewer than 1,000 climbers have ever reached its summit. Lhotse's upper section is dominated by a narrow icy chute known as the Lhotse Couloir, a vertical corridor where rockfall can thunder down like bullets. The fatality rate here sits at around 2%, low compared to many others, but every step requires precision. A single mistake can have severe consequences. Expeditions typically cost between $25,000 and $35,000. For climbers seeking a challenge equal to Everest, but without the crowds, Lhotse offers pure, intense climbing. Its summit is rarely crowded, often windy, and always absolutely unforgiving. 3. Mount Everest, the roof of the world. At 8,148 meters, Everest is the tallest mountain on the planet. Iconic, intimidating, and perhaps the most misunderstood. More than 11,000 climbers have stood on its summit, yet it remains brutally dangerous. Over 335 climbers have died here, giving Everest a fatality rate of around 3%. Most deaths occur not from falls or avalanches, but from exhaustion, altitude sickness, and sudden shifts in weather. In the death zone, oxygen levels are only 1/3 of normal. Even with modern gear, every breath feels like pushing through water. Climbing Everest has become incredibly expensive. With Nepal's new permit fees, expeditions range from $40,000 to $70,000, making it the costliest mountain in the world. But no amount of money can guarantee success or survival. Number 4. Gasherbrum II, the most affordable 8,000er. Far from Everest's crowds, deep in Pakistan's Karakoram range, rises Gasherbrum II at 8,035 meters. It is the 13th highest mountain, but one of the most attainable. With roughly 930 summits and around 30 deaths, its fatality rate is about 3%, similar to Everest, but with far fewer climbers. The climb is steady, the slopes wide, and the terrain relatively straightforward. Expeditions cost between $12,000 and $18,000, making Gasherbrum II the cheapest 8,000-meter mountain in the world. Yet what it lacks in cost, it makes up for in weather. Karakoram storms arrive without warning, dumping meters of snow and trapping teams for days. Here, patience is as essential as strength. 5. Broad Peak, long, cold, and relentless. Just a short distance away stands Broad Peak, named for its massive 2-kilometer-long summit ridge. At 8,051 meters, it is the 12th highest mountain on Earth. Broad Peak has seen about 445 summits and 40 deaths, a fatality rate of 9%. The climb is not extremely technical, but it is long, exhausting, and bitterly cold. The final ridge seems endless, and wind can turn its narrow edges into deadly traps. Expeditions cost $13,000 to $20,000, making it accessible, but mentally brutal. Many who fail here do so because the mountain slowly drains their strength long before the summit appears. 6. Manaslu. Beautiful yet deceptive. Back in Nepal rises Manaslu, the 8th highest mountain at 8,163 meters. Its name means Mountain of the Spirit, and its slopes are breathtaking, but deadly. With over 2,000 summits and more than 100 deaths, its fatality rate is 5.7%. Manaslu is known for its avalanche danger. Huge seracs loom above the route, and sections of deep snow can collapse without warning. Expeditions cost $24,000 to $30,000, and many climbers use Manaslu as training for Everest. But every year, the mountain reminds the world that it is far more dangerous than it looks. Number 7. Makalu. The steep black pyramid rising 8,485 meters, Makalu is one of the most visually striking mountains on Earth. A perfect pyramid of dark rock and ice. With around 525 summits and 35 deaths, its fatality rate is 7%. Makalu is technical, steep, exposed, and demanding. Even elite climbers describe it as relentless. Every ridge is narrow, every step is angled, and the wind can cut like knives. Expeditions typically cost $25,000 to $35,000. Few attempt it, and even fewer succeed. 8. Shisha Pangma. The hidden giant of Tibet. At 8,027 meters, Shisha Pangma is the lowest of the 8,000ers, but one of the least climbed. For decades, it was completely closed to foreigners due to Chinese restrictions, giving it an air of mystery. With around 350 summits and 30 deaths, it has a fatality rate of 8%. Though technically easier, fierce winds and sudden storms often force teams to turn back within sight of the summit. Expeditions cost $22,000 to $28,000, depending on access via Tibet. Number 9. Gasherbrum, the hidden peak. Known as the hidden peak, Gasherbrum stands 8,080 meters tall. It has roughly 350 summits and about 30 deaths, a fatality rate near 9%. This mountain is far more technical than Gasherbrum II. Towering ice walls and complex glacier crossings challenge climbers at every stage. Expeditions cost $14,000 to $20,000, making it affordable but dangerous. 10. Dhaulagiri. Beautiful, remote, and deadly. At 8,967 meters, Dhaulagiri rises like a shining white pyramid above the landscape. It is one of the most visually stunning peaks in Nepal, and one of the most dangerous. With over 500 summits and around 70 deaths. Its fatality rate is 13%. Unstable weather, heavy snowfall, and avalanche-prone slopes make it unpredictable and often violent. Expeditions cost $25,000 to $35,000, and the approach alone is long and challenging. 11. Kangchenjunga, the Sacred Mountain. At 8,586 meters, Kangchenjunga is the third highest mountain on Earth. It is sacred to local communities, and many climbers traditionally stop just before the true summit out of respect. It has fewer than 500 summits and more than 85 deaths, giving it a fatality rate close to 18%. Remote, wild, and constantly threatened by avalanches, Kangchenjunga is one of the least attempted 8,000ers. Expeditions cost $25,000 to $35,000. 12. Nanga Parbat, the killer mountain standing 8,126 meters tall. Nanga Parbat is infamous. With around 450 summits and over 85 deaths, it has a fatality rate near 20%. Its Rupal face is one of the largest vertical walls on the planet. A 4,000-meter rise of sheer rock and ice. Avalanches, rockfall, storms, and extreme cold make every section of this mountain dangerous. Expeditions cost $20,000 to $30,000, but money can't reduce its deadly nature. 13. K2, the Savage Mountain. At 8,611 meters, K2 is the second highest mountain on Earth and, by many accounts, the most dangerous. With about 520 summits and more than 135 deaths, its fatality rate is 26%. Every route is steep. Every ridge is exposed. The infamous bottleneck couloir hangs beneath unstable seracs that can collapse without warning. Weather here changes with terrifying speed. Retreat often becomes impossible. Expeditions cost $30,000 to $45,000, but no amount of training or money can guarantee survival. K2 demands perfection. Anything less is punished. 14. Annapurna Aish, the deadliest mountain on Earth. At 8,091 meters, Annapurna Mai is the 10th highest peak, but the deadliest of all 14 giants. With only about 365 summits and over 110 deaths, it has a staggering fatality rate of around 30%. Its south face is one of the most avalanche-prone slopes in the world. Ice cliffs collapse without warning, and entire teams have disappeared in seconds. Expeditions cost $28,000 to $40,000, but the real cost is the risk. Even elite climbers approach Annapurna with deep caution. It is a mountain that gives almost nothing and takes more than any other. Conclusion. Which one would you climb? These 14 giants represent the limits of human endurance, ambition, and courage. Some are forgiving, some are brutal, and some are so dangerous that even imagining the climb can make your heart race. So now the question is yours. Which of these peaks would you dare to climb? And which one would you never even dream of touching? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more journeys into the world's most extreme places.